Welcome back, KBUZZPOP family. Before we dive in, take a breath with me for a second, because today's story isn't the loud, flashy kind that explodes all at once. It's the quiet kind. The kind that sneaks up on you, tightens your chest, and makes you realize that even the most polished stars are still human underneath the lights. If you're watching this right now, I want you to imagine sitting across from someone you admire deeply, seeing their eyes well up, and realizing that what they're about to say costs them more courage than any role they've ever played. That's the atmosphere surrounding Rowoon's recent emotional moment, where he spoke through tears while addressing the intense marriage rumors and personal struggles fans have linked to Park Eun. And whether you believe every whisper online or not, one thing is undeniable. His words hit people hard. From the moment the clip began circulating, fans could sense something was different. This wasn't Rowoon the idol, flashing a practiced smile. This wasn't Rowoon the actor, delivering lines written for him. This was just him, his voice unsteady, his gaze dropping to the floor. His pauses longer than usual as every sentence needed to be pulled from somewhere deep inside. And the silence in the room? It was heavy. The kind of silence where you can almost hear hearts breaking and questions forming all at once. Now, let's be clear, because this matters. There has been no official confirmation of a real-life marriage between Rowoon and Park Eun. What has existed for months, however, is a storm of speculation, shipping, pressure, and expectation. Fans who adored their chemistry, viewers who couldn't separate fiction from reality, and a media cycle that thrives on what-ifs, all combined into something overwhelming. And it was this pressure, this constant questioning about marriage, commitment, and future plans that Rowoon finally addressed. When he spoke, he didn't point fingers. He didn't lash out. Instead, he looked tired. Not physically tired, but emotionally worn down. He admitted that carrying other people's expectations can feel heavier than any schedule or script. Imagine being asked again and again about something as personal as marriage, especially when the world has already written the story for you. Imagine loving your work, respecting your co-star, and still feeling trapped inside a narrative you didn't create. As Rowoon spoke, you could feel that internal conflict spilling out. Fans immediately noticed how gently he mentioned Park Eun. There was no discomfort in his tone when he said her name. On the contrary, there was warmth, respect, almost protectiveness. He talked about how grateful he was for their partnership, how much he learned from her, and how deeply he values the trust they built while working together. But then came the harder part. He confessed that when admiration turns into pressure, it can quietly damage something beautiful. And that sentence alone sent waves through the fandom. Let me ask you something directly, and I want you to really think about it. Have you ever felt pushed into a version of yourself you weren't ready to become? Have you ever been told, subtly or loudly, that it was time for something, even though your heart wasn't there yet? That's the feeling Rowoon described. Not anger, not resentment, just a slow, painful confusion between what he feels, what others want, and what he's ready to give. As his eyes filled with tears, he spoke about how the word marriage has started to feel heavy in conversations. Not because he fears commitment, but because it's been turned into a public test he never signed up for. Every interaction analyzed, every smile dissected, every moment of distance interpreted as conflict. And that's where the idea of struggles truly comes in. Not struggles between two people behind closed doors, but struggles against a narrative that refuses to slow down. What made this moment even more powerful was the way fans reacted in real time. Some admitted they felt guilty. Others said they finally understood how far curiosity can cross into intrusion. Many wrote that they saw their own lives reflected in his words, especially those who feel pressured by family, society, or age to marry before they're emotionally ready. Suddenly, this wasn't just about Rowoon and Park Eun anymore. It was about everyone who's ever been told their life timeline is running late. And Park Eun's name, though not directly involved in the speech itself, hovered gently over the entire conversation. Fans were quick to point out how she has always maintained quiet dignity when rumors swirl. No public denials, no dramatic responses, just steady professionalism. In that sense, Rowoon's emotional honesty felt like an extension of that same maturity. two people choosing respect over noise, even when the noise gets overwhelming. As viewers replayed the clip, many noticed the small details. The way Rowoon clenched his hands when talking about expectations, the slight tremble when he said he hopes fans can love him as he is now, not as a future version they imagine. Those details matter, because they remind us that celebrities aren't immune to the emotional weight of words thrown casually online. So let's pause here and make this interactive, because KBUZZPOP isn't just about watching, it's about feeling together. When you first heard the rumors about Rowoon and Park Eun, how did you react? Did you feel excited? Curious? Skeptical? And after hearing Rowoon speak so openly, did your feelings change? Be honest with yourself. Growth often starts there. Another thing Rowoon touched on very quietly was fear. Not fear of love, but fear of losing himself. He talked about how roles end, dramas finish filming, but labels can stick forever. Once the public decides who you belong with, it can be hard to reclaim your own story. And that's a frightening thought for anyone, famous or not. Because at the end of the day, marriage isn't a headline, it's a lifetime decision. Some fans wondered if his tears meant there was something more, something hidden. Others argued that tears don't always mean scandal. Sometimes they mean relief. Relief from finally saying out loud what's been bottled up for too long. And maybe that's the most important takeaway here. Not whether rumors are true or false, but that speaking honestly still takes courage in an industry built on perfection. If you're still watching at this point, I want to ask you another question. Do you think fans have a responsibility when it comes to the personal lives of celebrities? Where should the line be drawn between support and pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because conversations like this shape fandom culture more than we realize. As the clip ended, Rowoon bowed slightly, almost apologetically, as if he felt sorry for showing vulnerability. And that moment broke a lot of hearts, because no one should have to apologize for being human, especially not someone who's given so much joy through his work. In the days that followed, messages of support poured in. Fans reassured him that they would wait, that they would respect his pace, that they cared more about his happiness than any imagined ending. And while the internet moves fast, moments like this linger. They plant seeds. They make people think twice before turning real emotions into entertainment. So where does this leave the story of Rowoon and Park Eun? In a place that's quieter than rumors, but richer than speculation. A place built on mutual respect, personal boundaries, and the understanding that not every beautiful connection needs to fit into a predefined box. Whether their paths cross again professionally or not, what remains is a lesson about empathy. As we wrap up today's story on KBUZZPOP, I want you to carry this with you. Love, commitment, and marriage aren't milestones to be rushed for applause. They're choices made in private at the right time for the right reasons. And sometimes the bravest thing someone can do is say, "Please let me breathe." If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who might need to hear it writ, and subscribe to KBUZZPOP for more heartfelt stories behind the headlines. And now, tell me in the comments, after hearing Rowoon speak through tears, what do you hope fans learn from this moment?